All right, we are back with our next video. We're going to be talking about respiratory health and seasonal threats and things that would cause us to have issues in our respiratory system. So fortunately, there are a lot of oils that really can support you with your respiratory system. And so first I want to talk about and I will say I'm not allowed to say that any of these oils cure or heal any specific diseases. So I'm not allowed to say specific names. But if you get the itchy eyes, scratchy throat, sneezing during spring normally, then there actually are 3 oils that work really well to help with that. I used to take some kind of medication that would help with that, and I don't anymore. I actually just use peppermint, lavender, and lemon. So, and I thought I pulled those out and I didn't. So peppermint, lavender, and lemon actually are really good at supporting your respiratory system through that season of life. So peppermint actually opens up your airways and helps you breathe if you get stuffy, if you're just kind of having trouble breathing. Lavender is a natural antihistamine, so it calms all of those symptoms down. And then lemon is a natural detox, so it actually kicks whatever irritant, pollen, whatever might be bothering you out of your system. So what you can do is you can take, and this is what I do normally, a drop of each of these, a drop or 2 of each of these, in actually like a shot glass, and then you fill the rest with water and you drink it, and that can be your natural respiratory seasonal threat support. Now doTERRA has made this really convenient for you, and they actually make something called Tri-Ease seasonal blend soft gels, and they are actual just little pills, and you can take 1 or 2. If you're having a lot of problems, you could probably take 1 or 2 again further in the day. And all it is I think it's 2 drops, or 1 or 2 drops of lemon, lavender, and peppermint essential oil. So it's a really convenient way to take this as part of a routine if you struggle with seasonal threats. Next, I want to talk about just respiratory support in general. And, you know, we get sick, we cough, we sneeze, we have trouble with mucus and all these things. So doTERRA actually created a really great blend called Breathe. And I know I've talked about this oil a lot in other videos, but it really is a lifesaver for anyone that really struggles with breathing issues. And what it is it's a blend of laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, ravensara, and cardamom. And you can put this in a diffuser, you can rub it on your chest, you can breathe it in. This is one oil that technically it's safe for internal use to ingest, but it's not going to be as beneficial as if you breathe it in. So a lot of people are like, well, I'm not sure if this is the very best way to use an oil. Just put it normally as close in proximity to where you're having the issue, and it'll be pretty helpful. Once again, there's not a really right or wrong way. You just want to make sure that if you are putting this on a child or a baby or someone with sensitive skin, that you dilute it first. And doTERRA actually has this in a roller bottle version, which I actually don't have right here, but it's in a roller bottle version, pre-diluted. They also make this in a Breathe stick, which is, like I tell people, my glue stick, and you can rub it on your chest. This is diluted, so it's safe for children as well. And they also make this is really cool, in a Breathe drop. So cough drops are not actually the most healthiest things for you, but this is pretty healthy for you. So it's actual it's a drop that you just put in your mouth. They actually make On Guard drops like this as well. So if you are kind of starting to feel a little bit sick and you don't want to, you can take, this is normally good for like coughs and things like that. Whoops. And On Guard's really good for just supporting your immune system. So these are great to put in your purse or your pocket, and it really just helps you breathe. So we had mentioned all the oils in Breathe. I kind of like to talk about them a little bit more individually. So eucalyptus, a lot of people rave about eucalyptus. because it's a natural decongestant. So it basically unclogs if you're all stuffy. So this is one that's great. A lot of people put it in a bath, or you can put it in like a glass of hot water or tea and just kind of breathe it in. Do kind of a tent technique where you put your head in some kind of a hot, not in it, but you put your head near some hot water and put like a towel or something over your head to just let the steam really open up your airways. So you can do that with Breathe. You can do it with Eucalyptus. Any other mint oil is really good at open up your airways. Just peppermint by itself. Spearmint, if you really like the smell of spearmint, that's a good one to open up your airways. If you have trouble with sinus, and which is a big part of why I got involved in essential oils, was I had tons of sinus issues. I actually would take peppermint and Melaleuca. Melaleuca is an antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. So if you have something that's bacterially wrong, you can breathe this in with peppermint or something like that, and just breathe it in, put it on your temples, and it really helps open the airways, and this kills the germs and the junk that's in there. Another really good one that's kind of good for kicking something bad out of your system is Purify. And Purify is a cleansing blend. It's a mixture of lemon and lime, Siberian fir, citronella, melaleuca, and cilantro. And this is actually really good for getting rid of odors and any kind of bad rancid smells in the air. So it's also really good at getting really kind of bad rancid stuff out of your system. So diffusing it, breathing it, and putting it on your chest, really good to just kind of help yourself get better. You also can use On Guard, which we've talked a lot about. On Guard is your immune support blend. And then a lot of people have severe respiratory concerns, often caused by inflammation. We eat processed foods, we stress out, we are just around all kind of pollutants and things that just that are foreign to our body. And when you have a lot of things that are foreign to your body causes inflammation, which is a good response in small portions. But when it's chronic, then you have chronic inflammation, and those cause diseases. And so with that said, frankincense is the go-to oil for inflammation. So if you have any type of a health concern that causes physical discomfort, any type of severe diseases, I'm not allowed to say the names, then frankincense is your go-to oil. And you can mix this with Breathe, you can mix it with Eucalyptus, you can, it's actually what's called a driving oil. So that just means that if you pair it with any other oil, it's going to enhance the health benefit of the other oil. Peppermint is also a driving oil. So you can rub this on your chest. You can ingest frankincense, and it'll be really good for your body as well. There's a couple drops of it in our Lifelong Vitality, which is why I love it and recommend taking it every day. The last thing that I want to talk about that I think is really, I'm not going to say fun because it's not fun, but overcoming smoking is a big thing that people struggle with. And I first want to caution you that if you are smoking, I would not recommend using Breathe or any of these respiratory opening oils like Eucalyptus and Peppermint, because what's going to happen is these oils cause your lungs to open up. And if you are just going to go right outside and smoke a cigarette, it's opening up your lungs and allowing that smoke to really get into your lungs. So I would really recommend, if you have quit smoking, this is a great option. But if you are smoking, I would recommend helping yourself with smoking. And so we have oils that actually can help with quitting smoking. And the first one, the most helpful one, is going to be black pepper. And people are like, black pepper? Black pepper is really good for respiratory support, for one, but it just kind of, and I've never smoked, so I don't have personal experience with this, but I have helped a couple people with this. But it just kind of gives you that that feeling of I need a cigarette, and so this kind of helps you get that. And so what you can do is you can just take a drop and breathe it in really deeply, and this is gonna help, you know, detox your lungs as well. But you can also like put it in a tissue and just kind of breathe in the tissue. And if you want to just carry that around and breathe it in. You also can mix the black pepper with either cinnamon oil or clove oil, and those help with the benefits of that. It also kind of helps it have a better smell if you're not a huge fan of the black pepper smell. You also can look up online. There's a couple recipes about what are called quit sticks. And you put toothpicks in a glass jar with some fractionated coconut oil and some black pepper and some, I think, cinnamon or clove, depending on the recipe. And you just let those toothpicks absorb the moisture, and then you can just kind of pull them out and suck on them and chew on them, and it kind of gives you something to do with your hands. So if you do struggle with, you know, smoking and you're really trying to quit, or know someone, get you some black pepper oil and maybe some clove or some On Guard or some cinnamon to mix with it, and it's some good stuff. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about with the respiratory support. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.